All right, guys. Good morning. Hope y'all are doing well. I'm being blinded by the light. No, no pun intended for this song. See if I can get myself through here real quick without hurting myself. There we go. All right, guys. So let's talk about. Let's start off with CardPorn. This is super easy. Uh, at this point, we know who the person is. Mr. Juan, I believe. Wonderful. And we got to figure out how much stuff and people that this person's been involved with in the hobby and how far back now. So I think there's a lot of deep diving going on already, and I let those guys do that type of work, and then I can come out and spit out my opinion and or rhetoric. And I rarely know things before any of those guys are going to anyway. But again, this is that shady part of the hobby we have to be concerned about and I'll be watching about and catch and get these bad eggs out. Here's the problem though. We know that Ken Goldin knows this person and knows that they were card porn and probably has been involved with other things purchased and sold through this person and or other people within this group of people, because usually the group of people that think alike, they have their own little group or gang, and they perpetrate these type of uh, lies, basically, in order to sell something for more money that may not be authentic. And I know that King Golden and them are gonna probably have to somehow separate themselves from this person or pretend like they don't know who that person is. But and then maybe they don't. Maybe the live stream, the Mr. Juan wasn't in there. They gave him access to CardPorn's account and let them live stream it. But last I checked, unless they are CardPorn and are involved with it as well, I don't see any other way that they wouldn't know who this person was and possibly what they were already doing to be nefarious. I haven't heard them say anything yet, and they're going to get grouped into this as well as some other groups of people and other things that may have been sold that are not real. And this gentleman better be deep hiding, or he better already be talking to some type of authority, because I'm pretty sure he's going to get in trouble for fraud and probably a couple other things that are going to go on. And I'm obviously card porn is not coming back. Um, or the handle, thank God, because obviously cards. There's a lot of kids involved. They don't need to be hearing that crap. I know it's out there, but it's not. It's the point of putting anything in front of somebody deliberately. And you know, good riddance at this point. We don't need this crap in the hobby. The last thing we all like is being lied to, misled, and told that something we're buying is authentic when it's not. We got to get a better job of authenticating these things too. I always laugh when somebody's like, "Oh, it's a game used jersey. Where'd you get it from?" Got it from the player. What game? Oh, I don't know. Are you seriously? So if you're at a game, you don't know or remember that a player gave you a game used jersey. Are you psychotically stupid? Yes, you do. You know damn well if they gave it to you and when it was, because that's a memory gets burned into your head. So I don't like that argument ever when somebody says, "Oh, it was given to me." Well, who? When? Photo matching works only up to so much, because you just saw they doctored images to try and get this Michael Jordan pass, and then tried to work with other people to do it, and they basically kept working their angles until they got what they needed to try and put this on to make a massive amount of money versus possibly what had been worth prior to that. Now I know older stuff, players weren't really thinking of that. Newer stuff, 100%. Like I'm in, a game jersey, used game jersey thing, and these jerseys are beat up, mud, dirt on. They still stink. Um, People have dates of the game that it was played in and given to them, and that's the type of stuff we want. Sometimes this stuff comes from inside agents. You can set up with an agent if you really want something, and they'll give you some stupid price usually to get a game used jersey, and they'll get you a game used jersey, and or gloves or a game used ball. Those things are all actually more accessible than if you get into the right group and are within that group, because there's these diehards that have a ton of this stuff. They don't need it all, and they like to upgrade and things like that. But go in a different direction on that. Again, this person's in trouble. They're going to be in trouble. They're going to be in the news. This is probably going to get put out there a bit more. I know Darren Ravel says he has more as well, and it should be interesting to see where it goes. Now, prior to this, we had the player swatches or patches being swapped in cards. This has been going on for quite a while. And one of the things you have to watch out for more than anything is comparing it to another card that you ever watched got pulled or whatnot, and taking a really good close image of the patch. Just because a lot of people honestly don't use the same jerseys as some of the companies do. For instance, I just got my Simeon Rice flawless, or yeah, I think it's flawless, and the jersey in it is faker than fake. Like, it's not even like if I went and bought a game used style jersey to wear to a game, like to have like what the players wear type deal. This isn't even that. This is like a T-shirt that if you basically made it look like there were sewn on numbers that they cut, and it says player worn material too. It does not say jersey. Um, Verbiage is so important on the back of these cards, and the reason they keep changing it is because they keep changing what they put into it. You know, if you look, there's a one card that's a quad card, and it says these two players are event worn, and these two players are game used. Massively different. It says what they are, but when you get a card and it just says one thing on it, you got to take it for whatever it means. And I may have to end up doing the breakdown unless somebody else wants to do it because they're much better at doing this detailed work. Go through all these years and flip over cards and figure out what does everyone say. Game used on this date, event worn, player worn. What does it all mean? And start just making basically an abbreviation of this is what this means to us. Unless a card company is willing to come out and state this is what this means, but I guarantee they're going to mix it up. You know, I have no problem if it's not game used and you're trying to make it an aesthetically pleasing card. Super cool, but don't make me feel like somehow it was attached to the player because it wasn't. That's the type of crap that really pisses me off. Now, the whole point of pulling a patch and putting a patch back on, that's not that easy. Most cards, the inside edge is the giveaway of somebody's messing with it. Because let's face it, we all suck at operation. And unless you get somebody that's really good at it, you have the tendency to nick, hit, or damage that inside bar, especially the ones that are foiled, when trying to place something back in as well. So it's real tricky. Also, look at buying cards that maybe have, you've seen probably the number of a player. Let's say Warren Sapp. I have one that I showed in my last video. It's a 99, and the patch is going across it this way. You can't physically take that out and put one in without ripping the card up. So in those type of situations, you might have a much higher percentage of definitely getting a game used jersey based off that information on the back of the card. It's an older card at that point too. But people are popping older cards left and right, especially the years that let's say the best looking jersey did not come out on the lowest serial numbered card. You know, back in the day, something could be numbered to 599 for a jersey card, and the nicest material patch came out of card 197. That's just how it was. They didn't they didn't say, oh, we got to put it in the 5 of 5. They would put a nice patch, but that didn't always mean like a logo or more team oriented patch like, let's say, the Buffalo Bills with the buffalo head or the Buccaneers with the pirate skulls on it. You know, those are key patches, and they didn't put those in the number to 5, the 1 of 1, if they even had it back then. So that's the other thing too you got to think about. They were rare, honestly, because I felt like they held those patches back for better sets, like plates and patches back in the day. A couple of Donruss Leaf products. Those were the ones that you would really get the crazy patches. But it's super easy, realistically, to swap a patch. What they didn't show you in that video is, you still got to heat the patch up because, listen, you heat glue up, it releases. And if you heat glue up a little bit and you pop it out, boom, you can heat glue back up and you can pop something back in. And that's how you keep that sticker on the inside that has the name on it, even if it has the right name, because we've seen that messed up, and then put another patch on it. But you still got to cut it right. It's got to be sharp. If you've ever taken a patch out of a card, you'll notice how sharp those things are cut. They are cut like no threads usually are coming off of it. It's like laser. Unless it's a thick patch, because then you're going to get threading. Um, Anything is cut with something sharp. So always keep that in mind. Obviously, buy what you like, but always understand that sometimes it can be too good to be true. Also, research if there is a commemorative patch that seems to be in a lot of cards. Was it a card or a patch that would come out the prior year? or the year before that, and kind of cut it off there. Especially if it's in a lot of product, you'll see a lot of these when we have a 50th anniversary, 25th anniversary, things like that pop up in a lot of cards for game used. And certain sports, obviously, it's a lot easier. Like baseball, they get a lot more jerseys. Any teams that play a lot of games get a lot more jerseys, and it's just more readily available than you can ever imagine. So just keep that stuff out there. Other than that, wax. Obviously, I don't go to the stores anymore and really do a bunch of diving. Good buddy Dave, he still hits them up, lets us know what's coming out. You do got all the cards that are finally on sale, and when we say on sale, back to normal prices. So blaster box for $20. But you're seeing Prism, Optic, uh, older baseball popping up, and it's nice to see that. I'm just curious to when they just start bringing it out, because I guarantee if they drop the price to a lot of this stuff, a lot of us will be buying it again, and the price difference of $5 to $10 pushes us completely away. Not even from a flip standpoint, but from a standpoint of getting any value out of something. Because let's face it, a lot of these boxes are duds. We see the hits all the time online, but you got to remember, there's thousands of us ripping these things, and it's easy to pop out and go, oh, look at downtown, and then you go buy 40 of these things and hit jack crap. So it's a game. It's part of how they make their money, and they cry about everything that they have to do. And these companies, it just I don't know. One of the other things, AIH brought up BGS being beaten down in order for Fanatics to buy them. I don't really know how much more BGS can be beaten down, honestly, and they're still holding pretty tight from all the crap that people talk about them, including myself, because let's face it, we're all disappointed with them. More than anything, disappointed with them. And their innovation, their ability to grade faster, hire more people, become a better company. It just seems like it's not in their mo. I know they've changed leadership multiple times, and sometimes that issue comes from above that person, and that might be the problem here. I'm not really sure why they wouldn't want to sell, to be honest with you. And if Fanatics buys them, all of a sudden they're a credible company again, and all their old slabs, even though Fanatics had nothing to do with it, will become more valuable. And the only group of graded companies right now that I can see that take over PSA and or become closely even is BGS, because what they offer in very specific uh, way that they grade the subgrades. Everybody's like, get rid of the subgrades, and we like them because of the subgrades still. So, and we know all these companies have a different aspect of their company is very beneficial to the grading aspect of a certain card. And BGS has a very fine-tuned niche, especially with thicker cards. And I know CGC, I just saw a thicker slab for them the other day. It looked nice. I still prefer a different label than the one they're using, or something spruced up. But it is what it is. It's not bad. It's in a good, clear case. But man, uh, PSA is still rocking out a bunch of cards, and they cut staff. I still don't know why it should take that long to grade a card. I know they're grading a lot of them, but usually you increase your staff like they did in order to grade more and grade faster. Because at the end of the day, what happens if every card's graded? I know new cards will keep coming out, but how many old cards are going to keep getting graded? Because we're hitting to the point that there's too many slabs, and it's making people feel inferior when they don't have the card in the slab. Because you go to a show ungraded and looks good, and nobody's going to give you more than a 9 for it, because a 9 is supposed to be a mint card. And you have to grade it to find out if it's worth more. Again, the grading thing's so subjective, guys. We know that. Um, it's truly only built off of monetary value and or supreme collecting. That's it. Because at the end of the day, yes, it's the better version of the card, but we all know all 10s are not created equal. And that's where you end up getting the likes of like the BGS 10 black label and even SGC gold label are so important, and why PSA at some point will have a hierarchy to their grading past 10, whether it's a 10 gold or 10 platinum or whatever it is. People will pay for it, because it's going to make the card exponent, I keep saying that word, a lot more valuable than before. So again, hope everybody is good. I'm just getting on, throwing a little video out there, and we got fantasy football coming up. Thursday, today's Wednesday. Yep, Thursday night is the first game. I am playing Destin in the league here for the giveaway for the 2024 National. You can't get entered into that yet, but you do need to follow the content of each of these creators because at some point we'll start putting some stuff out there, or there may be some type of data that you need to have listened to or learn from one of the channels in order to enter or win a spot to enter. We haven't figured out how that's going to go because it's still quite a ways away, but we can start working on it and try and brainstorm some stuff up to create this giveaway. We don't know how big this giveaway is going to end up being. At the end of the day, we hope with the extra people in it that more stuff becomes available to the winner and or possibly winners at that point. Um, we don't really know. It's just something we're working on. We're jumping off of Flippin' Steve's giveaway that he's been doing for the last few years, and it's a fantastic giveaway. If you're truly interested in going to the national, you truly enjoy cars, why would you not try to enter this and enjoy the hobby and the content that a bunch of us deliver? Because it's not bad content, so it's something you can definitely palate or listen to while you're driving. I know a lot of people don't even watch a lot of the videos; they just listen to them, including myself. So again, hope you're doing well, guys. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll catch you later.